wage, while the organized labor are saying no, we're not going to take that. We are still insisting on the 615,000 naira that we brought before. So let's go see how you reacted to this. Okay, we'll just go take reactions from this particular story. Alright, this user on X is saying, both the federal government and labor leaders are not serious at implementing a new minimum wage in the shortest possible time. Otherwise, the federal government would have proposed a reasonable living wage, and the labor leaders would have equally presented a workable figure to the government. Okay, moving on. This user is saying, a group of people wearing $1 million watches want to give their fellow citizens 23 cents per hour as minimum wage. This is meant to be renewed hope. While in all this, they are spending 6 billion naira to build a car park. Okay, moving on. Aziz Adams on X is saying, this is ridiculously poor. How can the federal government expect anyone to survive with 54k, particularly when inflation is at an all-time high and fuel prices is skyrocketing? This is really sad. Okay? This other user on X is saying, 54k for what exactly? Is it that the country doesn't have money, or they don't know how to generate money for this purpose? How much are the politicians getting, and you're proposing 54k for the people who are actually doing the work? This man, total error, like 54k. Okay, and moving on to take more reactions. This user is saying, if only senators and president will accept to collect this amount, I don't have a problem. But if they will continue to take numerous millions and billions as allowances, they are evil for that 54k. Alright, moving on to our final reaction on this particular story. Labour and federal government are not serious, and that is the bad side of this whole thing. Labour is proposing some figures that are not realistic, giving federal government room to feel they are doing enough from their end. But what about stabilizing the economy so we can all have strong purchasing power? Okay, hopefully, federal government goes back again to the drawing board and adds something reasonable to that particular figure. But moving on to, should I say, much anticipated news. Okay, the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria has said that the Port Harcourt refinery will begin operations in July. Yes, the IPMAN National Public Relations Officer Ukadike Chinedu said the commencement of refinery operations would reduce the prices of petroleum products, ensure adequate supply, and stimulate economic activities. So you can recall that in March of this year, the Group Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited said that he would announce operations of the Port Harcourt refinery in 2 weeks. And that was over a month ago, and well, Nigerians are not smiling. So let's just go see how they reacted to this. Okay, on X, this user is saying the much anticipation and speculation of assurances coming from Tinubu's federal government regarding the renovation and production resumption dates for Port Harcourt refineries, which once hits a dead rock, has been brought alive again by the statements from IPMAN. So moving on to take more reactions. There is no need for them to tell us when the refinery would work. Just get on with it. Just like the Nike logo, just do it. Just do it. I think when it's working, we would see that it's working. Okay, this user, very interesting, just took a screenshot of a newspaper headline from the 14th of March 2024, and that headline reads, Port Harcourt refinery begins operations in 2 weeks, says NNPCL. So anyway, if they had started then it would have been, say, early April, but well, now they've moved the date to July, so let's see how that would go. Okay, moving on to take more reactions. Okay, this user is saying, before I hear April, now not July, maybe by June, they'll shift it to August. From August to January 2025. This is Nigeria. Everything is possible. Okay. Alright, moving on. The shoes are saying, we are tired of stories. Nigerians need fuel at an affordable rate. Spare us these fruitless stories. Okay, moving on to our final reaction on this particular story. The shoes are saying, when they notice people are complaining of the fuel price hike, they bring up this kind of story to cool your temper. Now here we day. The government has constantly used this revised psychological statement to get away with their policies. I pity poor Nigerians. Well, hopefully something would be done about that, and the refinery would be working come July. Okay, moving on to our final story for today. So retired police officers were seen protesting in front of the National Assembly due to unpaid pension. Let's go look at that video. Alright, now let's just go look at how you reacted to that. So sad to see our retired heroes protesting for their rightful pensions. It's unacceptable that they are not being taken care of after dedicating their lives to serving the nation. No wonder the Nigerian police struggle to attract top talent. Who wants to serve a country that doesn't prioritize its own? Okay, moving on. Okay, this user on X is saying, sorry, it's needed to build infrastructure this period. Don't expect much from a government whose major source of income is through tax. Okay, moving on to take more reactions. The Nigerian government can't even pay their retired officers from the Department of Police, which is very bad. Okay, and this other user is also agreeing. This other user is also agreeing with the previous person who says, this is so bad. What is holding their payment after serving the country for 35 years? In this hard time? Oh, okay, moving on to take more reactions. You can imagine after serving their country with their blood and sweat, yet paying their pensions has become a problem. Which way, Nigeria? Okay, moving on to our final reaction today. Okay, what are they doing with the pension funds? If those who serve Nigeria can lament over unpaid pension, hurry up and pay to boost the morals of those still in service. It's a miracle to retire alive but not in tears. Okay, and that is the size of the package today. I have Kadiri standing by to react to any of the stories today. Good morning.
Yeah, beautiful one there. But you know, when it comes to the issue of social media, where of course someone like Professor Woleshanka will say you have internet millipedes going there to, you know, drop their comment, is to talk about the interest rate.
Okay.
You know, it is the duty of monetary policy. You know, here I talk about the CBN. The duty is to ensure there is price stability.
Okay.
And when you have too much money buying few goods here, inflation, it is to increase the rate. When that is done, people will not be encouraged to borrow money from the bank. And if you don't borrow, there won't be money in circulation to spend. It's just a deliberate, you know,
so you agree with them, okay?
From the CBN. Let's just keep faith with them and believe that this will work. Let's hope that price will be stable, inflation should drop. That way you can have people invest.
Okay, we are hopeful.
Of course, 54,000 naira, it's something that looks humongous in the sight of the federal government. But Labour is asking for 650.
Yes.
It's the difference. The difference is over 600,000 naira. How would they now come to the dialogue table and agree? Something that will be working out to see how it plays out as soon as possible.
Okay, we're waiting. I would see.